Joining me now is Brendan Ballou, a former federal prosecutor in the DOJ's National Security Division. He resigned in January after the president's decision to pardon or commute the sentences of more than 1,500 January 6th rioters. Brendan, thank you for being here. I mean, it's been less than 10 months, and we've gone from Trump pardoning the J6 supporters to the prosecution of his adversaries. You said earlier this year the DOJ was bleeding credibility. How do you see your department now?
It's heartbreaking what I'm seeing. You know, for those of us that started our careers in the Department of Justice, you know, what defines it is not, you know, the buildings, the institutions, the laws that we enforce, even the people. It's a commitment to the neutral administration of the law, and that is being absolutely eviscerated right now. So I'm concerned about the future and the reputation of the Department of Justice, its ability to do its work, not just for this administration, but for the next administration. I'm also worried about the fact that by targeting political opponents, you know, Jim Comey, Tish James, these are relatively powerful legal figures. They're going to be able to put up strong defenses. I worry about what these prosecutions are going to do to folks who aren't as powerful and whether it's going to discourage them from speaking out or speaking against this administration.
Do you think that it could give leeway for people at other levels of government who are other prosecutors potentially in other levels of government to pursue politically motivated prosecutions?
Absolutely. You know, the point of these prosecutions is to politicize the entire administration of the justice system. So absolutely, it seems like there is a green light from the White House to pursue these kinds of prosecutions. I think to the extent that there's any ray of hope here, it's that the administration is making no effort to hide the fact that these are political prosecutions. You know, Bill Pulte, the housing official, was specifically targeting political opponents and trying to figure out who might have committed mortgage fraud. President Trump famously sent that message to Pam Bondi saying that he wanted retribution. The fact that, you know, Lindsay Halligan had to be brought in because career prosecutors refused to bring this case means that it's actually going to be much harder for them to succeed on the merits here, and that folks like, you know, Ms. James and Mr. Comey are much more likely to be able to get these cases dismissed on selective or vindictive prosecution grounds.
So you are not alone, far from alone, in leaving DOJ. We have seen already a brain drain, and there are a lot of folks on the inside, and I'd be curious what you're hearing, who believe that there will be even more, and I wonder what that means long term for the department, and frankly, for figuring out what can be done about this.
Yeah. So two things. One is, I am talking to a lot of folks, both friends inside and outside of government, about what to do. And I think everybody's faced with a really tough choice about where can they be most effective in upholding the rule of law. You know, there's some argument to be made for staying, you know, trying to stop the worst abuses from the inside. I think that there's also a strong argument to be made for leaving. The idea that if you stay, you know, you're really just lending your credibility to an institution that doesn't deserve it right now. I think, you know, to your larger point, the concern here is, as this Department of Justice hemorrhages experienced prosecutors, it's going to make it so much harder to do the day-to-day work of the administration of justice. I mean, you're watching this in a very specific sense with the James prosecution, that no career official was willing to be part of the grand jury. Just means that it seems like they're doing a really poor job at the basics here.
Brendan Ballou, I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you.